9 months ago, I opened up my own Pokemon singles and slabs business. I called it Haunters Vault, and over the last 9 months, I've been building up my collections to vend my very first card show, which is coming up next week. So strap in, enjoy the ride. We are going to check out some shiny cardboard together. And starting off strong, we're going to check out some of our slabs that we've got for the store. So I picked up a lot of these from deals, so throughout the video you're going to hear about not only my love for each card, but also where I got them from for some big deals that happened throughout this year. Now we're going in alphabetical order because that's where I'm going to price them up for the convention, and this is one of my favourites, the Stone Gargoyles card. And I've been having a bit of a love affair, I think, like the rest of the world at the moment with tag teams. The artwork is just so good. We've got a lot of PSA 10s to go through as well. The Bulbasaur IR from 151. And it's worth noting, so I got most of these slabs that we're looking at from the tag team deals from an eBay auction that I won a few months back. Now, a couple of good things, a couple of bad things about that. Some of the good was I got a lot of great value, but I think the person that sold it was a little bit dishonest, and some of the singles that we got back in those orders were not the greatest quality. But you can't win everything. I think overall we did well, but I think they were a bit dishonest. That Charizard actually has a PSA consecutive partner for the Mewtwo we'll see, and let's check out this Cramorant. Love that artwork from 2000s. This card had a massive boom. I think it's kind of slowed down now, but I still think that the Drowsy is great, the artist is unreal, and I won this Eevee actually in a giveaway for when I just got into the hobby. Now we're going to move on to the second slab, and you can check it out. It's an amazing card. You've got the Snorlax and Eevee GX, one of my absolute favourites, and we're just going to slide in a little bit of bait for later. The Eevee Snorlax GX, fantastic card, absolutely love that to death. Flareon SIR, really great card again, into 10. This is the first slab I ever bought. Now looking back, probably shouldn't have, but I loved Gengar. It was really cool. And then speaking of Gengars, we've got the Stoned Gengar coming up. Two of them, both in 10s. Now moving on from Gs, we're going to go into Giratinas. And I didn't think I'd like this big old centipede, but the more artwork I see, the more I love. So the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery Gold there, and then the other big boy, the Giratina V, both in a 9. I'm going to hate to see these go if they sell the show. And I think I would buy every single copy of this Kingdra because I just genuinely think it's going to go booming later on. And Latias from Surging Sparks, the SIR, really pretty card. And then another grail of mine I got recently in a really good deal is a Lugia, back from the 2000s. Pretty great. I think I got it for about 400. I don't know. And then the Magikarp illustration rare. Great card. Then some other stuff. So this is back when I got some auction wins. Don't really know who's going to pick it up, but we'll see how we go. And then the Mew VMAX Old Art from Evolving Skies. Great card. And we have the Sleepy Mew as well in a 10 JP. Really cool. And you can see here on the top of the stack, this is the partnered one. So with our Charizard that we looked at before, they're both PSA consecutive 10s, which is absolutely awesome to see. I don't want to get rid of these, to be honest with you, but I think I'll have to at the show. I'll let them go to someone else who has a bit of love. And then the Pokemon Stat Pikachu also looks like it's from Nintendo 64 Smash Bros. And then we got our first Beckett slab of this showcase, an 8.5 Pikachu, the Booty SIR from Surging Sparks. Now a couple cute Pikas as well for the 10s. Might be giving this away on the day. See how that goes. And then the IR Pikachu from 151 in JP in a PSA 10. And then back to our big booty Pikachu from Surging Sparks. Here it is in a PSA 9. And I know what you guys think, but I'll come back to that in a second. But this Psyduck, oh my god, I do not want to get rid of that. And back to what I was saying, I don't know what you guys prefer. I'm a big PSA fan over Beckett or CGC, but let me know in the comments what you think. But I am definitely a big fan of that. Looking at an awesome Rayquaza. I have a couple now in the 10s too. These have been booming lately, which is really good, so I'm glad I picked up both of those. The Evolving Skies Ray, I might want to keep on to that, but we'll see how we go at the show. And then looking at some Terrestrial Festival here, Roaring Moon, SIR. Then another card, this is actually pretty high in price, but I think you'd have to find the right buyer for it. And speaking of finding the right buyer, we have an Espeon here in the Master Ball PSA 10. I don't know if that's a collector's item, might chuck that up on the eBay store, we'll see. And then I know you've been looking at this the whole time. We're going to go into our Umbreons now. PSA 9 Umbreon VMAX Alt Art from Evolving Skies. And then this is a giveaway that I'm hosting on my Instagram, Haunters Vault, so check that out. It's going off in the next week. Great card. And then off to our Vaporeon from Terrestrial Festival in a PSA 10. I really like this artwork in particular. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Vaporeon isn't my favorite evolution, but this is a great card. And then a bit anticlimactic, but we're going to finish up with an English IR Zero Aura in a PSA 9. And next up, we're going to keep going really strong, and we're going to do this little tiny teeny binder, 2x2. This is going to have all of our cards that are worth more than $40 in singles that we're going to display in one of our notice boards. So a lot of tag teams starting off early. Got a lot of Jolteon art as well, you can see down here, so some absolute bangers for that. I've got a couple gone away getting graded as well, but definitely want to keep some for the people. Got the Charizard and Reshiram GX as well for the tag team. Underrated card, Suicune, all glaring galleries, which is absolutely awesome stuff, even that Pikachu there. Nice snoozy Pikachu as well to finish off that page. And then next up, we've got some vintage, which is some really cool stuff. That Zapdos and Poliwrath are so bloody rare. They're absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see them go to a good home. Got the Aerodactyls as well and the Skarmories. Some nice different artworks there. Some more Surging Sparks, the Melodic. Terrestrial Festivals as well. And then some Surging Sparks. Now we got some more terrestrial, and then we got some Japanese 151. I think, like all of us, I got into Pokemon, well, I'm 32, so I got into Pokemon in Gen 1, and whenever I saw 151 come out, all I wanted to do was to master set that. Never ever got a chance to actually do it. I couldn't buy any of the sealed product, which was really rough. And I think the first set that I ever mastered was actually Stellar Crown, because I could get my hands on some booster boxes and start ripping some packs. That was a ton of fun, but what I really wanted was the 151, and that never ended up working out. Moving on to some rainbow rares now as well, and then the Tatsuguri. Let's just name a Pokemon after a bit of sushi. That sounds great. And you can't see here, but both of those are Master Balls. Now this Whale Lord, again, I reckon I can buy every single copy of that because I reckon it's going to boom in time. That artwork is absolutely awesome. So I was the Bulbasaur and Gloom on this page. Moving across to nice Eevees. This Pikachu is so good. I really want to grade it. Maybe I should. And the gold cards, not a huge fan. Not really for me, the gold ones. I know a lot of people do follow for them, but it's not really mine. And then we're looking at some more vintage Venusaurs there. That was actually a shadowless Venusaur, which is a really, really rare card. And then the Zards. So I've got some Zard pages that we've got coming up. You're going to see a lot of Charizards in this. I've made some exclusive pages for it, but this is all the higher ones. When we're hitting about that $40 price range. A couple more as well. That Charizard VMAX is amazing. And some cute cards as well. Moving on to another bit of vintage here, and then looking at some full art trainers and a couple rainbow trainers as well. Same with this Galarian Moltres promo. It is absolutely awesome. Made a deal with a guy for all these. He opened so much in that era, especially when you look at Crown Zenith. This man, I think, had about, I don't know, I'm gonna call 120 different promo cards from tins, boxes, and packs from all that. And this Pikachu Ditto, I didn't even know when I picked this up its value, but it is apparently for the Topps Chrome sets, one of the highest rarity cards for it. Then we're gonna go some Journey Together and some 151 and finish off with some of these ultra rares. Going through, we've got some English 151 as well. I actually ripped that War Turtle, and just above, I also ripped that Squirtle. And I'm pretty sure I ripped the Psyduck as well. And then our last page, a nice little cute Pikachu from 151 with the Latios, and then ending up with a gold card. And that's that binder for notice boards. Now we're going to move on to the big binders, and these are all categorized into different stuff to have at our tables. So this first binder that we're going to look at is all English modern. So Anthem from Scarlet and Violet fits in here, and I've organized everything from SIRs all the way down. So it's not grouped into sets, it's grouped into rarity. And we're going to see a lot of illustration rares as well. Top left you can see Lila's Riombi there as well. And I've placed the small gaps between every now and then card just to kind of focus up the buyers and everyone having a look at the store so they don't get overwhelmed with too many cards in front of their face. I think it's nice just to spread things out and let people actually have a look at what you've got rather than just seeing so many cards. You can fit 12 in each one of these pages. It's 24 per page. It's a lot to take in. And I feel people might just flick through too quick. And I want them to actually slow down and enjoy the artwork. And all these cards from various different sets all around Scarlet and Violet, and this is all about illustration rares. So let's enjoy the next couple pages. There's our IRs all done. Then we're going to move on to our hyper rares, ultra rares, full arts, and working our way down. Probably a good point to bring up as well. So this is my first video on YouTube, and I am going to be putting out a lot of vendor POV content and a lot of videos like this if you're interested. So smash that like button, give us a subscribe, and if you really want to help out, a share would go a really long way. But in the meantime, we're checking out lots of full art trainers. I've never been really a trainer person. I'm more of a Pokemon kind of guy, but a lot of people find them really cool. On the right side, you can see a lot of amazing rares as well, which have really been quite popular. And then after that, we have our Radiant rares. Then we're going to move on to our baby shinies, and then this is where we start my themed pages. So on the right side, you can see Pikachus, and then we're going to see a lot more Pikachus. And you guessed it, even more Pikachus, and this is where we start the Charizard pages. Now I've collected a lot of different Charizards from a lot of different eras and sets, but I did want to organise them all into a couple of pages because there are some very avid collectors out there, and I thought it'd be easier for them just to have them all together. And then if you're going to have Charizard together, you may as well pair them up with the Blastoise and with the Venusaur, just so they can hang out. Now we're going to flick through these next ones quite quick, but these are just our EXs, but if they're valued at more than like $5, I've chucked them in the binder, just to save people digging through ETBs to find these singles. Then A-Specs, and some reverse holos. And next up is our JP binder. It's the same deal. Big binder. We've got 12 cards on each page. It's 24 total, and I've organized them the same way. So we've got all of our SIRs starting off first, then moving down from our IRs to all of our other rarities. Some really cool cards in this. One of those things for me where a lot of people prefer to collect English because you can read the language on the card, which is fine, don't get me wrong, but I don't know about you, I really find that the quality of JP cards is so much higher, and they're like half the price of anything else. So if you ask me, what would you rather collect? The Growlithe on that previous page is an absolute Banger, by the way. So now we're just flicking through. I actually got all these JP cards, pretty much all of them, from a deal in Melbourne. Found a Facebook Marketplace deal, reached out to the guy. Really friendly dude. He had a portfolio, I think it was about $12,000, and we came to a deal on that. I drove up about 2.5 hours to meet him, and we just had a really great experience. All of his cards were packed fresh. He opened up everything himself, or like a madman, he was buying it off of TikTok and Instagram. Now moving from our IRs to our full art trainers. Again, some really cool stuff, but not typically my vibe. And while we have a look at these next few pages, I'll talk about how I kind of got back into the hobby. So a lot of people I know boomed around the 2020s once we had COVID hit, pandemic, big lockdowns. Everyone found their collections and the attic and got stuck in. I wasn't one of those guys. I really just didn't even engage really with Pokemon. I've played every single game that's come out, but the TCG really held more when I was a kid. But then at the end of last year, I think they released in December, Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I'm a mad trading card game fan. I play every online trading card, and I've gotten into Magic the Gathering recently. So when that came out, it got me back into the hobby. So I think Pokemon really nailed it with that because they got me in as a gateway drug. Now I've been yapping a lot, we've just skipped through a lot of really cool cards, so hopefully you've been keeping them as we've been going. As we finish up this binder, just a lot of A specs, and then we're going to wrap it up from there. Now we're going to go down for the velvet binder, and tell you what, a velvet binder goes quite hard. I don't know if you're a tactile person that likes feeling stuff, but that is absolutely sick. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This binder is all about Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, and X and Y. So we're talking mid-era Pokemon cards, and I've organised all these based on rarity again. So you'll see a lot of VMAXs at the start, and we'll move down all our rarities. And this is an era I wish I collected in because some of these sets are absolutely insane. And I don't know about you, but our new EXs that we get as our double rares, I kind of preferred the V cards with this era, especially when you're talking about Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. Looking at some rainbow trainers and some full art trainers here. And then we're getting back into some Pokemons. Again, some really awesome artworks. I do like the yellow borders quite a lot, even though they've moved away from them recently with the new with the new Scarlet and Violet sets. Kind of prefer the yellow borders, and there's some just absolutely awesome artworks in here. And this is where we hit those Vs. So I'd rather kind of have the Vs. Like, check out that Lugia. That is such an amazing card compared to what we can kind of get recently. And the same with the Mimikyu as well. I remember buying one of those when I got back into the hobby because I did want to do a master set, and I ended up doing a master set of every single English Haunter, but Mimikyu was quite up there for me. And just as we wrap over to a few more Vs, got a lot of Mews in this page as well, so hopefully someone's picked up those. Celebes as well, and more Pagos. And again, this is an era I would have loved to have opened some packs in. Got a massive mate of mine as well who is so into Gyarados, and I've been looking at a Shining Gyarados. I want to get a first edition Shining Gyarados in a PSA slab, but I don't know if my pockets are that deep yet. And we'll finish up this binder with some cool reverse energies. Now, I was speaking before about being a 90s kid, with the original 151 being my favorite, and if that is your favorite too, then this is the binder for you. We're gonna have a flick through now my vintage binder. So we're talking everything from around that kind of 1998 to 2002-ish era. We've got some English in there, we've got some JP as well. That Articuno and Golduck are absolutely crazy cool. Nice Eevee there as well for people that love those. Then we're going to check out at the top that Jolteon and Vaporeon. I kind of want to chuck in my PC, but again, if you kept everything that you wanted in your PC, you wouldn't have a business to run. Then we're going to look at some XY Evolutions Reverse Holos, which I think are slept on. They're only a few bucks, and the artworks are crazy, and that Reverse Holo pattern rivals, I would say, the Firework, or the Firecracker from Legendary Collection. Then we're going to look at some Topps cards as well, which are really quite cool. Nice niche one for those that want some like full art kind of things from the 1990s. I really enjoy them as well. We've got some holos there too. And then we've got the earlier Topps where they have the actual TV show and some photos taken from there. Then we're going to move to just some old vintage singles with another Topps version. Got my boy Haunter up the top there, and then that's going to wrap up our vintage binder. And we're not even done after we finish up with this vintage binder. We've got another binder to go, and this is going to house all of our promo cards. So I thought it might be really cool for the promo collectors out there to just have a ton of promo cards in one spot. As you can see the Victinis from the Black Bolt White Flares, we've got the Eevees in there as well. Got some Lucarios as well from the Crown Zenith. And these are all just from various sets and various time periods. I've just chucked every Black Star promo that I could find in this small binder. Again, some really cool Vs from those mid-eras. That Giratina V is an absolute banger. Then this is when we're going to look back at that bloke that I bought a ton of Crown Zenith off. He ripped a lot of tins, a lot of blisters, a lot of packs with these promos in there for the Zacian and the Zamazenta Vs. But they're only a couple bucks, so why not pick up one? And I don't know why, but I decided to zoom in here because everyone loves an Eeveelution, and this is my dedicated little Eevee page for promos. And we'll just flick through these last pages nice and quick, just to wrap up our promo binder. Sprigatito and Furucoco as well, nice gen starters. Nice Eevee VMAX in there too. Couple more Eeveelutions, and then that is the end of that one. And now we're going to wrap up the binders. This is the stuff that couldn't fit in the binders, so we have a lot of sealed promos here. And just as we wrap up this video, I'd just like to thank you for tuning in if you've made it this far. Remember, give us a like, throw us a subscribe, and chuck down in the comments below if you liked this video, if you hated it, and what you want to see from Haunters Vault next. We're only new to this game, so I can't wait to get more stuck into YouTube, especially when we have our vendor POVs coming up. Look out for those. Again, next week is our first trading card show, and I've got a lot of cool stuff in store for everyone checking out our streams. We also have Instagram and TikTok, and I've got an eBay store as well. We'll have a lot of cool stuff in there. Check out the bio below this video for all the links. And that'll be me after this video taking a snooze. Or maybe I'll be like the Greninja and jumping around. Who knows? So one last thanks again from me. It's Anthony at Haunters Vault. And as we wrap up with our final few cards, that's how I'm feeling right now.